not Jimmy Olsen. He's not Lois Lane. He's simply an iReporter on the trail of a superhero. Check it out.
All right, we have Shadowhare. How are you today, sir?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Oh, fine, man. We've been searching for you, Cincinnati's superhero.
There's a lot more where this came from. Pretty soon you'll see just as many superheroes as you do police officers and firemen.
Oh, that's incredible. When we see them, they're popping up all over the nation. I mean, can you tell me why this is happening?
In order to get things that you never had, you have to do things that you've never done.
Ooh. And the guy holding the camera, asking the questions, is on the phone right now. What's all this about, Greg Reese from Cincinnati? The local news broke this story. Is that right, Greg?
Yes, they did. One of our local stations, Mr. Roberts, first of all, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for doing this.
Yes, and they broke this story, and then I started searching for Shadowhare. I said, I have to get an interview.
How'd you find him?
Well, it was a local radio station. He called in, and he said he drove a Segway, or someone gave him a Segway. So about 2 to 3 weeks later after the story, I said, you know what, I'm going to go to the local Segway store downtown. And they knew a lady who knew a man who knew him.
So who's his lovely partner? Who's his sidekick there?
Silver Moon. She doesn't say now, but Silver Moon.
We all need a Silver Moon. What's his daytime job?
You know what? I just found out yesterday because I didn't want to ask him at the first meeting, but I found it on the radio, the same station, that he does have a daytime job. He wouldn't say what it was, but they had called him, and he was actually working, so he couldn't talk too long.
So is there a gathering place for all superheroes in Cincinnati?
The place I think they're going to start, I don't know if you saw that fan, is called the Ionosphere.
Ah.
So that's their place there right out downtown Cincinnati, and I know it's secret, but they call it the Ionosphere.
So he's got a stun gun for a weapon. Is he really serious about fighting crime?
I think he is. You know, as far as everything I've seen about him, and when I've talked to him, he seems so serious. It was like I stepped right into a movie, but it was real life. And he mentioned an episode where he got, not an episode, he mentioned an incident where he got kicked in his ribs in his arm, and it dislocated his shoulder. He let me feel his shoulder bone, and one was regular. One had like a little dip, and
one was irregular. Yeah, Greg,
yeah.
Good job. Thanks, I appreciate it. And he's got. I love his ride too. Segway, you can't beat that. It's eco-friendly. Greg Reese in Cincinnati. Thanks, appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, and when you've got pictures, video, breaking news, or cool stories, or just interesting events from places like Cincinnati, go to iReport.com and click on the Upload Now link.